G'day, this is Gary007 and welcome to my channel. If you like this sort of content, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. I'm a little YouTuber. Anyway, Path of Exile. Siege of the Atlas. Official trailers just dropped a couple of days ago and it looks awesome as. I really can't wait for this new league to come out. We have so many changes. So the biggest change, as you know, is to the Atlas and the way the Atlas is being presented to us at end game. How it's going to synergize with the rest of the game, hopefully it's going to be better than the previous Atlas, where you had to move around Watchstones and Conquerors to get Conquerors to a spawn and all the rest of it. So this league looks like it's simplifying that and also complicating it at the same time. There is a lot of depth to it. We've even got another skill tree for the Atlas. So I think this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting, the in-game content and how it's presented. Hopefully it promotes the ability for new players to come in and start tackling the Atlas and getting more people into the in-game progression system. There's been, looks like, heaps of changes, heaps of stuff being added. We've got a heap of new uniques. We've got even stash tabs, gem ones that be purchasable. I actually will purchase a gem tab. I tend to have a tendency to haul a lot of gems around, and spending a lot of time sorting them is a bit of a pain in the ass. But anyway, I'll probably get a stash tab for that gem one. That looks really good. There seems to be a few buffs and a lot of nerfs, balancing changes also in this patch that I've been looking through and seeing what sort of nerfs and buffs they've done to the game. Now, you know, the longer you play this game, the less likely I feel like I'm qualified to talk about this game. Every new league mechanic seems to throw me off because I don't play every league. But when you come back and you come across a new league mechanic, you're like, oh, what's that all about? Then you look it up on YouTube, and then you have to spend, you know, 6 hours in the classroom just to understand what the hell's going on with a new league mechanic. Anyway, cut a long story short, the buffs and the nerfs I'm wanting to talk about here is the hit-based spellcasting. Now, the hit-based spellcasting has received a buff, surprisingly, which, you know, sooner or later had to happen. And the way the game is going, it looks like they're trying to slow the gameplay down to a point where it will match Path of Exile 2 when it comes out. It just looks like it's heading in that direction. So the hit-based spellcasting, which sort of covers, I guess, fireball, lightning, anything that requires you to stand in place, right? So that's the problem with hit-based spellcasting. It forces you to stand in place, and this game is unforgiving for any caster or melee to stand in one place because you're just open up to so much damage. And the damage mitigation is really difficult to obtain in this game properly. Anyway, cut a long story short, they've increased the damage it does by 60% by level 20 gem. So you'll be able to get 60% more damage done with these hit-based spellcasting gems. Now, this is a really good step in the right direction. However, they've also noted that they've lowered the damage of totems, traps, mines and trigger effects, and lowered the damage per player ignite by 28%. So they've given you a little bit there, and they've nerfed a little bit here when it comes to totems and traps and self-casting, stuff like that. So I understand it, what they're saying here, and it's not going to be by much, really. At the end of the day, I don't think it's going to affect people that much. I like running totems, totem builds. It's just my stick. It's something that I love to do. So I'll run a totem build this league. However, they have improved hit-based spellcasting. They've increased it by 60%, and also they have introduced modifiers so that you can have rings, amulets, and the Runic Dagger pull mod will have cast speed modifiers on them. So if you're crafting, just remember you can get cast speed modifiers. Now, what that looks like at the end of the day, maybe it will look like it may not look like a hit-based spellcasting effect. You might be able to cast so fast that you won't be locked down in place for too long. Maybe they're going in that sort of direction. Who knows? But it's there. It's above. If you want to try it this league, you know, it's completely up to you. But this is the big takeaway that I got out of that, and that also includes hit-based bow attacks. So they buffed the hit-based bow attacks as well. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out inside the game, because you know, Grinding Gears, they always put out a new league mechanic and they never test it properly. So we really don't know what's going to happen until we get out there and actually field test it when it gets released. But the Siege of the Atlas looks awesome. I can't wait to get into the in-game content and get going in that direction. So if you like me and you like my content, don't forget to subscribe to my little YouTube channel. And yeah, all right, take it easy. See ya. Bye.